Okay, sorry about the dead air there. Just had to zip inside. We just heard a selection of the music of Zelenka, courtesy of Mr. Fleming, who sent me an email and detailing a newly discovered work. So I've got 2 meters open now. A newly discovered work by Jon Dismus Zelenka, and this music is currently being scored, and that was a performance by the ensemble in Nagal. And I thoroughly commend his music. It's fantastic.
Good afternoon.
And hello to you, Frank. It's really interesting. We just heard an example of a new discovery of Zelenka's music. And
is that who it was?
Yeah,
I wondered.
Yeah. So this is just a performance in a church amateur recording. It hasn't been officially recorded yet, but the score's been, I think, finished in recent times and is right for public consumption. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah, we'll look forward to hearing about this. It's Miss Eucharista ZWV15. We just heard a little of the Kyrie there.
Yeah.
So there we go. Well, I'm happy to say we've got Olivia with us in the studio. Hi, Liv.
Hello.
Hi, Olivia.
Hello. How's it going?
Welcome back.
Bloody hell, it's cold in here.
It is a bit cold. You're not used to the cold weather.
No, it's hot over there, I think.
Yeah. In fact, they're getting sort of record hot weather over there at the moment, I think. Over 40 over here in southern Europe. Yeah, anyhow, it's good to have you here, Liv. You've been asleep for much of the day. You're still in sort of recovery mode. Yeah. All right, well, look, what we might do, just to sort of, while we just get ourselves organised here, and I might play some Czech music. We'll hear something from Susanna Navarova and the Czech group Koa and Tassa Deler. It's a bit of a family fave.
Přicházíš z hor, ze země sněhu, slunce, co pálí do mraku, kde řeky se rvou o kámen z břehu a duše lítaj na draku. Přicházíš z hor, ze země sněhu, na střeše světa usínáš. Já vím, každej tvor zná soucit i něhu, jenže ty dlouho se neozýváš. Tašidele, slunce, sanky a dharmy, tašidele. Tašidele, slunce, sanky a dharmy, tašidele.
You come up from heights, from a land of snow caps, and the sun of chisels through the cloud. The rivers run quick and stumble and gemstones and spirits fly with dragon wings. You come up from heights, from a land of snow caps, you doze on the rooftops of the sky. I know that all creatures know feelings and questions, I just haven't heard you for so long. Tashidele, shining sun of Sangha, Tashidele. Tashidele, shining sun of Dharma, Tashidele. Da da do do da. Da da do do da.
Sanky a dharmy, tašidele. Tašidele, slunce, sanky a dharmy, tašidele. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da.
You come up from heights, from a land of snow caps, and the sun of chisels through the cloud. The rivers run quick and stumble and gemstones and spirits fly with dragon wings.
Přicházíš z hor, ze země sněhu, na střeše světa usínáš. Já vím, každej tvor zná soucit i něhu, jenže ty dlouho se neozýváš. tašidele, slunce, sanky a dármy, tašidele. 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 Tašidele, slunce, sanky a dármy, tašidele.
And the music of Koa, Susanna Navarova, and one of many very beautiful songs that have featured in our home listening to Czech music over many years.
That music is like our childhood, I feel like.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Lovely.
It was brought to our attention by Mikhail, a very good friend, who and his partner at the time, Valerie, who Kate and I walked with in Victoria, and they stayed with us, and then they reciprocated, and we lived with them in Prague or nearby, and did extended travels with them.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, and now Olivia's just been and stayed with them, so it's really special. We haven't seen them for a long, long time, but it's been great for Olivia to make that connection.
Yeah, so special.
Yeah, so you've done so much, but I suppose Prague's the thing we've talked about most, I think, because of
Well, it has that really personal connection.
It does, yeah. And Mikhail's
lots of memories for you to relive.
Oh yeah, we've been looking through lots of pictures. You've captured the whole,
many photos.
pictures, and there's lots of little anecdotes, and they all sort of ring true. And it's been great to, connect the dots intergenerationally.
Yeah.
It's been great. So, we can play another Czech piece. In fact, we can devote this to Mikhail. He loves a group called the Spiritual Quartet, and we've lined one of their pieces up. So I won't attempt to translate this, but this is for Mikhail.
Chci sluncem být a ne planetou, až se k nám právo vrátí. Chci se třást bázeň staletou, až se k nám právo vrátí. Já čekám dál. Já čekám dál, až se k nám právo vrátí, já čekám dál, já čekám dál, až se k nám právo vrátí. Kam chci, tam půjdu, a co chci, budu číst, až se k nám právo vrátí. Na co mám chuť, to budu jíst, až se k nám právo vrátí. Já nechci už kývat, chci svůj názor mít, až se k nám právo vrátí. Já chci svůj život jako člověk žít, až se k nám právo vrátí. A proto zpívám. Já čekám dál, já čekám dál, já čekám dál, až se k nám právo vrátí, já čekám dál, já čekám dál, já čekám dál, až se k nám právo vrátí.
Chci klidně chodit spát a beze strachu vstávat,
Až se k nám právo vrátí,
své děti po svém vychovávat,
až se k nám právo vrátí,
Už se těším, až se narovnám,
až se k nám právo vrátí,
své věci rozhodnu si sám.
až se k nám právo vrátí.
A proto zpívám.
Já čekám dál, já čekám dál, já čekám dál, až se k nám právo vrátí, já čekám dál, já čekám dál, já čekám dál, až se k nám právo vrátí.
Okay, it's
Abrupt
great.
finish.
Yes, we're sort of getting into the vibe there, and it sort of brings it back. There's
It's a
some.
good campfire song.
It is. Yeah. They're really into their folk traditions and wonderful call and response music. And I think that one it's very Negro spiritual inspired, isn't it? Yeah.
And it's interactive even if you don't speak the language.
Yeah.
So
it is.
It's nice.
It is. It's good. All right. Well, Olivia, so being back, what's it feel like being back?
Yes.
It feels good. I mean, I feel like it was 5 weeks, but it felt like a lot longer while I was there because I did so much every day and I was feeling very present. Just in every moment I was just like in a constant state of awe. And so I feel like, that was well and truly like enough time for me, especially I feel like the last 2 weeks I was with the choir, and which was so amazing. It was so special. But by the end of the 2 weeks I was like a bit like, when you're living with people for like 2 weeks, the same people, you need a bit of space. So like, I was just like, I was just ready to come home and I was excited to see everyone. And, I'm very attached to my family, which is a blessing, and it's also a curse.
It can be. It can be all manner of things. Yes. It's great, Liv. I can understand. With travelling, I personally, I get the sort of feeling like I'm being a bit voyeuristic travelling. And that's definitely the problem I have with it on one level. But I think if you're being hosted by people and if you're hanging out with people and you're sharing in the culture in a very deep way, like you're doing with the singing and all the performances, and of course staying with Mikhail, staying with the family in London as well. Yeah, I think that helps a lot to feel a much deeper connection. Yes. Yeah. I was battling with those feelings, even when I was staying with people, with local people. Because you go, and I was seeing all the big attractions, Yes. And I was just like, I felt like I was trying to distinguish myself from the tourists, but I was just one of them. Like, yes, you just gotta embrace it and just accept it. Yeah. But I think, because I just toured like a few cities, or I guess pretty big ones too, like, but it made me realize how much I was craving, like, I guess an experience where I would be, I guess, absorbed in nature or, or just the natural world. I feel like I really craved that because, don't get me wrong, the cities are so beautiful, and they're so like carefully preserved and historic, but I don't know. I think if I go back, I would love to do some walks maybe, or try and organise that. I think it's great. Definitely that feeling of just being on the move or walking and walking into villages and having the natural environment and just seeing a very different expression of nature. I mean, everything's different, isn't it? Yeah, it's so apart from our Australian sort of colours and feel and smells. You can really tell that we live on the other side of the world. Yeah. And there's a different light as well, I think. Even, how, like, they're in the middle of summer, so the sun sets at like 10. Yeah. But we don't even, like, it's different. Like, we don't even, I don't know what the latest the sun stays. You did some walks us, but it really, like, it kind of, because the days, and the sun rises so early, the days were so long that it just, I don't know, it was longer. Like, it felt like it was a longer trip than it was. Yeah, because you just had such long days. You did so much though, didn't you? Yeah, definitely made the most of it, especially when I went to Prague, because they, like Mikhail and Janka, they just really like prioritize, like they obviously had their work schedules, but they just took the time to show me around and take me places, and they took me to their special cottage in, like, it's like a few hours out of Prague in a rural town, or even, it's not, the house itself isn't even in a town, it's really off the road, but it's just, I don't know, just showing me places that meant so much to them was really beautiful as well. It's the most amazing place. It's it's sort of frozen in the 17th century. It could be like, it could have been centuries. Yeah, it's got a well inside. I remember Yeah, we stayed there too. It's
So
amazing.
different from the ordinary tourist experience, I would think.
Yeah, definitely.
And lots of walks around there. You can certainly.
You just, so nice. And the green is so different from Australian green, you know. And,
yeah, I
and like
suppose
the
everything's
wildflowers and the
yeah.
forests, like, I don't know, it's just so,
Try the spruce forests, and it's so different to what we experience here.
yeah.
Yeah, gosh. So yeah, Prague for a week, London. When you arrived in London,
I just really loved London. It was, I know, it was just so cool. I thought it was great, honestly. And I also had a really lovely family who hosted me, and they were so generous and so welcoming, and so that really helped. Like, I just immediately felt so comfortable, and you know, I feel very connected to like London and Prague, because I think definitely because of the people I met and the connections I made, but also I had other really like profound experiences as well in those cities in particular. Like I went to a play in the West End it was adapted from a book that I really enjoyed, but it was such a heavy book, so much just traumatic themes, and just really, it's a very emotionally weighted novel. And then so the play itself was even more confronting, but it was so it just was such an incredible experience to just see something like that live. And so that really cemented I don't know, the feelings that I have towards the city, I guess.
So what was the book called again?
A Little Life.
Okay,
So,
sure.
yeah.
And you read that last year?
I think I read it this year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just heard about it. It was like everyone's saying, do not read this book, like in brackets, read it, but do not read it. And so I was like, okay, sign me up.
yeah. So how did the play measure up? against the book?
It was different, but also I thought it was very well done. It was long. It was 3 hours. And the main character, like the actor, he's on stage like the whole time for the whole 3 hours. So
Wow.
it was
What a marathon.
yeah, and like I can't, and just it was very intense. And I'm just in awe of like the actors doing this every night for months. Like I can't even imagine, like, how would you even separate because it's invasive, the play, and it touches on these really I guess invasive themes and just I don't know, and I just can't imagine just trying to separate that from your personal life, or what I guess it would take a real
It's about
emotional
trauma,
toll.
isn't it? About trauma.
Yeah, that's the main thing. It's sort of like I guess because the main character goes through so much abuse, and I guess. And it's sort of like a ridiculous amount. It's like, how could someone suffer this much? But then I guess maybe it's like a greater metaphor for the suffering of humanity. I don't know. There's many ways you can interpret it. And some people don't like it because of that, which is fair enough as well.
Yeah.
But
was the play a bit unrelenting, or did it?
yes, it was relentless. Like I was in a state, like I think the whole second half I was just probably crying.
Oh, boy.
It was just so
Very
intense.
draining.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I left the theatre like with a pounding headache.
Oh, did you? Did you sense that the people around you were feeling moved like you were?
I don't know. I think honestly, it's one of those. I think it has like a polarizing effect. Either you're very, impacted emotionally, or you're not. I feel like, but I'm very like I get touched very easily. Like I could see a kids movie and cry. Like I don't know, but
No, that's great to be like that.
it gets a bit tiring sometimes.
You wear your heart on your sleeve, Liv.
Why not?
Yeah, for sure.
But I still like but also like I saw a lot of great art. When I was in Vienna, I went to a few really beautiful galleries. I went to galleries everywhere, actually. That was a big thing that I did, but especially because I've talked about this a lot, but Egon Schiele is probably like just an artist I'm so touched by, and there was so much of his work showing in Vienna, and I was like, I just have to go see. And I also I didn't really know much about Gustav Klimt either, and so I saw like some of his iconic pieces as well.
We saw the Beethoven frieze
Yes,
in the Secession
yes,
Museum in Vienna.
that was amazing, and the Kiss, that piece,
Yes, yes.
and
of course.
I don't know, those were just, I was just mesmerized, and it's so good being a solo traveler because you can spend as long as you want just like gawking at something, or taking your time, or having a bit of a crisis over something.
Yes.
Like it's just So
Yeah, that's great, Liv. Yeah, so it's good you got to see some of Schiller's work.
I was
I mean,
so
he's
excited.
painting. I mean, talk about trauma.
Yeah, it's
His paintings are the most tortured, I've ever seen. Really.
yeah, it's sort of devastating, and just you feel sort of, it's, I don't know, I feel pretty vulnerable, even just looking at the work, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. I do too. I think when you see that work, it's just so poignant because the colours and the desperate gaze and the tortured shapes of the limbs and the hands and
it's so
extremities.
expressive.
Oh, incredibly expressive. Yeah, that's incredible. It must have been amazing to see so much of his work live.
Yeah, it was great.
Gosh, yeah, fantastic. And of course you mentioned Evensong as being,
That was another. I went to the Evensong a few times at Westminster Abbey.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Lucky.
yeah.
The sound is so pure, and oh my gosh.
What were they
I will
singing,
say,
Liv?
honestly, I'm not sure.
It doesn't matter. You would have just
Yeah.
searched it up.
I'm not super like well versed in sacred music, even though at the choir we sang a lot of it, but I don't know, I'm not too like
Yeah, sure.
knowing about but I just enjoyed. I guess it was hard though because the first time I went, I arrived a bit late, so I wasn't really sitting in the actual like
the choral area.
Yeah, I was like,
there's a particular
I was
transept,
sitting in like
isn't
a cut-off area,
Yeah.
which was great. I really enjoyed it. And then I did, because I didn't realize you could go in further, or you had to. And then the second time I went, I got there earlier, and there was like a huge line, and I was like, what? Oh my god! So this is a big attraction. I didn't even know. I thought I was just being like doing like something that was a bit under the radar, but well, obviously like it's at Westminster. But anyway, so I had to like there was a line, and then it wasn't I didn't have like as intimate as an experience because I was just sitting with all these tourists
so
and
many
like
other people watching as well.
and I don't know, like some people. Yeah, I mean, I think everyone obviously was moved, but there's a big crowd.
Yes. It's such a powerful experience in those beautiful cathedrals, just hearing that music envelop it, and you think that's the wall speaking, that's that environment as it in its natural form. Is having the music so much a part of the architecture and the whole thing.
Yeah, it's a completely immersive experience.
Yeah.
Very overwhelming as well.
Definitely overwhelming. Yeah, I felt time stood still listening to Evensongs.
Yeah.
Yay! Oh, amazing! Oh gosh, and you got to you did lots of walking around, which is
I
good.
visited
Right.
lots of churches, which was so. Yeah, they're so beautiful. Just
they are, aren't they?
the European churches. It's crazy.
Well, you sang in heaps, didn't you?
Yeah.
In Italy.
But also it's different. It's a different experience because you can't really hear yourself like the choir when you are the choir singing, like obviously in the last note rings out and that's gratifying, but the rest, like I don't know, like I never really know what the choir sounds like, to be honest.
Exactly.
No,
Like,
it's
when
quite
you're in
a
it.
different experience when you're part of it, isn't it?
Yeah. So I often wonder, like, well, I mean, I know what Exaudi, the collective sound, because I've been to enough concerts before I was in it. But I often wondered, like, when I was in the earlier choirs, like what we really sounded like, because, like I was, a part of the sound. So but
Did
for
you
sure.
ever hear any recordings that were made of you singing?
yeah, we did. We had a few like partners who went on tour as well, and they were like the choir groupies, I guess, and so they took a lot of recordings. But I feel like it's not the same. I feel like
No,
it's,
not at all.
yeah, but still, it was good to see what it was like.
Yeah, for sure. I've got a recording here of Sail Away with Exalti Choir.
Oh.
Did you sing that on the trip?
No.
You didn't? Okay. And I've got another one of Laudate.
Is this from the Spotify?
This is on YouTube, actually. My Island Home. Did you sing that?
No, these are from years ago.
Yes, from years ago. I haven't got any from your recent time, but I can play the Sail Away song.
Yeah, sure.
That's beautiful. We'll play that.
That's a classic. Like
It
everyone
is.
in the choir sings that at some point, so it's a real banger.
Oh, there's the Earth song. Is that one you sung?
No, not one I've sung, but
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, there's a number of examples, but they're from early.
Or I could. It wouldn't really work because
Yeah.
I have some like clips like from the Instagram account, but they're just like short clips of us singing. But I
Right.
can't really just hold the phone to the
It's not
microphone.
going to work easily. We might save that up, but look, I'll play a little just so people can hear the choir, and we can just have that as a. I'll just play a little bit of it, just like the last part of it or something, just to present it. And so yeah, you were with them for 2 weeks. You met up in Verona, didn't you? And then
Yeah.
so- yeah. And were you based? We're actually based in Verona.
Yeah, well, we were a bit out of the city centre. Like, it was like 8 k's out of the city. But
Right.
so we were in a pretty calm sort of area. But
Sure.
yeah.
And you went to Padua and
Yeah.
Venice and
I don't even.
yeah.
It's all kind
A
of
few-
merged.
Well, the thing that astonishes me is that you're singing almost every night. I mean, it's
Yeah,
amazing.
it was pretty intense.
Program.
Yeah.
And it was a part of a choral festival.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's have a little listen to the Exalted Choir, which lives in. This is recorded, I think, last year, so it's a little earlier before you were in it, but it gives an
Yeah.
idea of what the choir sounded like. Yeah, there we have an example of the Exalted Choir, and it's probably not typical of what you sing.
Well, I think it actually is because
think so?
I think I was talking with some people and we were trying to figure out what type of music we sing.
Sounded great.
And thank you. But I think it's like world music. That's like the
Yeah.
closest. Like
Okay.
we mostly sing songs from other countries, really.
That's sort of like American Appalachian-y,
Yeah.
folky stuff, that
yeah,
one.
yeah.
But you also sang, in the concert you gave shortly before you left, in fact, the night you actually left, because Livia left early, that concert you sang quite a lot of sacred music too, didn't you?
Yeah, but sacred music isn't really typical for
Alright.
Exalti. That's not like we had because especially for the Italian festival, they needed like us to sing an hour of sacred music, and we just don't
yes.
have that repertoire. So, the conductor asked like a group of people to form, because there's like two singers in the choir. I think that like a part of their job is like sing what was it, like, sing in churches.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. And so they like led a smaller group to sing we did sing quite a bit of sacred music, but it wasn't enough to fill an hour, so they filled in the extra time with some
smaller
music, which is
ensemble.
beautiful. It was really beautiful to
Like
listen to.
Monteverdi and stuff like that.
Yeah, but my favorite piece of the whole our repertoire was Ave Maria, because it was sort of like a go-to piece to sing, like a sacred piece, because it's so, I don't know, I just really loved it. We could play. I mean, I don't think we have the Exaudi version, but
we could
I
find
have
the
a
version
version on Spotify. That's the version that we sang.
If you can send it to me, I'll see if I can dial it up.
Yeah, I'll send it now.
Yeah, that'd be good. We'll see if we can dial that one up. Yeah, Ave Maria. So that was with everyone, of course.
Yeah,
and it's beautiful.
Yeah, and we sang it like in the Sagrada Familia in Barcelona. And
it's amazing.
Yeah.
So that was like a what do they call it? A crowd. Spontaneous.
Yeah, it wasn't like we were official guests or anything. I think Mark must have just asked them if we could, and then and so we had like a pass and stuff, but we just sort of gathered around in a corner sort of and just sang it, which was I sang another piece as well. But
oh gosh,
yeah, it was really.
That would have been incredible.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah. Oh yes, that church in Barcelona is just one of the architectural wonders of the world.
Oh, just Gaudi in general was so. Just.
It's sort of organic. It's like it's grown.
Yeah, yeah, and there's just nothing like it. This is I don't know. It's not. It just completely surpasses all like convention when it comes to.
It looks like one of those
buildings or like architecture.
Those fig trees in northern Queensland. It's like those fig trees which just have all this sort of. I don't know.
It's like a little fairyland kind of. I don't know. It's just like it's like actualized in reality. Like it's like a little fairy gingerbread buildings, but they're actually huge. Like I don't know. It's crazy. It
sounds wonderful. I'm just dialing this up now. So it's Ave Maria. It's by Biebel, Franz Biebel. And I think I've got the versions of vk3sl singing it here. So, because the Spotify won't work on the system, unfortunately. But I can relate it. So
you just look it up on YouTube?
Yeah, I've sort of just done that. So I'll just give this a try. We'll have a listen. This is vk3sl, much smaller choir. But just tell me if this sounds right to you. And... is this it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Et concedit de Spiritus Sancto. Ave Maria,
Oh, that was lovely.
Oh, it's gorgeous, isn't it? Yeah, that's the music of Bibel of Ave Maria. Wow.
Very special.
Oh, Olivia, in hearing that in some grata familia.
Goosebumps.
Yes. It must.
It was.
Did you get it? I mean, a place like that must have a delay of many seconds. I mean, the ceiling is
Honestly,
tens of meters high.
from what I can remember, I don't even know how good the acoustics were. Like, I'm not even sure, to be honest. Like, I can try and find a video because I think a video was uploaded onto.
Wow.
There's like an iCloud thing,
Yeah.
so I can find it and see. I honestly, it's like sort of like a
I'd
blur. Like,
love
I
to
don't
hear
even
it.
remember if
well-
it sounded okay or if it was
let's put-
swallowed by the huge like because it's just these pillars, these stone pillars, and it's
know.
so it's like it's bigger than like the church in Prague Castle, I think. It's huge.
Yeah,
It's bloody enormous.
It is. It's just this incredible cavernous space. Yeah. Look, we'll find them. We'll line them up and we'll play them as a special feature because it would be lovely to hear those snippets, and we'll find a good way to access them and stuff too. Yeah. Oh wow, what an amazing experience. So yeah, it's really very well organised trip because you're singing this all the time. I mean, so 2 festivals, one in Verona and the other one in
Barcelona. But it was a festival, but also the key focus of Barcelona was to sing the Beethoven Mass.
Oh, of course,
in
you sang the Mass in C.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so we had like 3-hour rehearsals every day for.
And that's with
a
another
week.
choir, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was with a few. Yeah, it was like, I mean, there was a choice of either. I mean, I think Mark made this choice, but it was either you do musicals or you do the Beethoven. And initially not everyone, but some people were like, oh, I wish we'd done the musicals, but I'm so glad we did the Beethoven because it was very grueling because the conductor, he was like a guest conductor and he was very particular. And also I found it pretty challenging to just sight read anyway.
It's a huge work. It's a 55-minute work.
Yeah, it's pretty intense.
It's a work of Beethoven's that deserves far greater, publicity because it's a masterpiece.
Yeah.
And it's written for a full symphony orchestra.
Yeah, it's
as
so
well.
dynamic. Like there's just and it was very it was amazing to have an orchestra as well.
How did it feel hearing the charge of the orchestra?
Yeah, honestly, we had them like for the last rehearsal we did it with them, and it was amazing. And also there was beautiful soloists, which was a real treat. Especially the soprano, like she was amazing. But then I remember it was the night we performed it the night before we were all leaving.
Yes.
Well, not all, a lot of people stayed on, but the choir, and we had a dress rehearsal, and I was feeling so unwell. I had like a really sore throat, and I was like, oh my God, no, I couldn't sing. I didn't even sing in the dress rehearsal. I was like, I really want to do this. I want to sing this. I want to been we've spent so much time on this, and everyone was struggling to just stand up and just stay standing for that long, even though majority there was obviously our choir, and then it was probably half of our choir and then half of senior choir so they were all a lot older than us, but they were holding up way better than
you young people. Don't know what it's like.
But and so I remember thinking, oh damn, I want to do this. So then we had a bit of a break before the actual concert started because they all start so late. They all start like 9 or 10 in the evening, and I remember
it doesn't get dark until then.
Exactly. And especially in Italy they had their siesta, so they can manage just fine.
Yes.
But and so I just I remember right before I just downed some Panadol and I just was like, okay, you could just, and then as if by magic, like my throat barely hurt and I was able to sing the whole thing. And
so
also
good.
it's different when you're in the moment and you don't feel like, obviously you feel a bit sore standing for 55 minutes, but like it wasn't unbearable because me personally, I was so immersed in the experience, and the venue we sang at was so beautiful as well. So
the pictures are unbelievable. It's the most beautiful video. Was it it's a concert hall, isn't it?
Yeah,
it must be the main concert hall.
Yeah, I think it was. It must have been.
Yeah.
It was a bit like, I don't know if if it was like Gaudi, but a lot of it looked like Gaudi architecture. It's just
Yeah.
everywhere
There's
in
a lot of Art
Barcelona.
Nouveau, a lot of that inspired, organic style of architecture. But it's a most glorious building.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Yeah, an enormous place. I mean, so good audience for the end?
Yeah. It wasn't a huge audience, but we didn't have very big audiences.
No.
But it was still a lot of people.
Yeah. And did the choir sing other things too? Did you sing some of your standard repertoire?
We
as
sang
well?
one other song,
Okay.
which was also a favourite of mine because we have this amazing soloist in our choir, and she has such a pure voice, and it was a really, that's a favourite, that song. And also, and then they sang another song.
What was that? What was that song? What was it called?
Oh, we didn't get to. Oh wait, the song we sang.
Yeah.
Tundra.
Oh, okay.
So I'll see if we can find a recording because she's Monica. She just
Okay.
it's insane.
Well, we might have to.
No,
we'll find it.
We'll find our recording because
Yeah.
because I think it would
good
be
to-
different. I don't know. Just but
for sure.
we'll see. We'll see if we can
I
find
actually
it.
recorded your last concert. So
then it's probably
Well, look, what we'll do is I haven't even downloaded it yet, but we can look into.
Oh,
that.
I have. I've got it downloaded because I was listening to it to try and revise my repertoire.
Yeah, but we can't play it off your phone.
Can I
unless
send it to you?
I don't know.
It's in my files.
It's a big file, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it took me a while to download.
Okay. Tundra.
It's like an hour long. We'd have to really like.
Have you got your little adapter thing?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if you go and get that,
Okay,
we might be
sure.
able to make this work. But we need to listen to something while you're getting sorted.
Or you could just talk.
I could just
Just
talk.
have a
What
little.
can I?
Just,
Can't,
just,
I'm
just
hopeless.
run, just talk. You're good at that.
Oh yeah. All right. What we can do
Well,
is.
you could play like some of those little
Oh
45s.
yes, of course. We've got some 45s. Well, look, we'll digress for a bit, and we'll play some of these, and you go and get your little adaptery thing. Now, you better tell us the story of these. This is.
Well,
Yeah. This
when
was
I was
my
in
present,
London,
folks, when we had our big sort of present opening session afterwards.
Well, I was thinking, you know how I think we were cracking some jokes before I left about being home, lots of vinyl, and
Yeah.
it just wasn't going to be
put in my
possible.
order,
I
folks.
didn't trust bringing home this whole new set of some additions to the collection. But the 45s, they're pretty portable.
Yeah, 45s are good.
So
fit
I
into
was
the
thinking,
backpack.
I went to the Portobello Road Market one day and I was thinking, okay, well, I'm really hoping I'll find a Steve Miller 45. I just, that would be really great if I found that. And I did. I found two.
Find two.
And it wasn't even, I didn't even have to dig. It was like this guy, he had a few, but I just looked through them and I was like, oh, there we go.
So we've got some Steve Miller. Well,
We
should
also have some Dusty.
Yeah, some Dusty Springfield as well. Yeah. So we can play some. But I should actually preface Steve Miller by saying that we have a certain Steve Miller backstory, don't we?
Yeah, we're very into Fly Like an Eagle because
so-
it's just such a banger. It's so good.
It's such a good song, isn't it? Now I've got that here. I'll play that first.
Let's just play it.
because this one is.
I can't get enough of it. Just every time.
This is the lo-fi version on an old cart that I've got here. So this is on an old radio cart. So it's distinctively lo-fi and bubbly, and it just sort of adds to the ambience.
Yes.
We can just play this now, and you can go and get your dongle.
Time keeps on slipping, slipping, slipping into the future. Time keeps on slipping, slipping, slipping into the future. I wanna fly like an eagle to the sea. Fly like an eagle, let my spirit carry me. I want to fly like an eagle till I'm free. I walk through the revolution, feed the babies who don't have enough to eat. Shoe the children with no shoes on their feet. House the people living in the street. Oh, there's a solution. I want to fly like an eagle into the future. Time keeps on slipping, slipping, slipping into the future. Time keeps on slipping, slipping, slipping into the future. I want to fly like an eagle to the sea. Fly like an eagle, let my spirit carry me. I want to fly like an eagle, feel free. Right through the revolution. Time keeps on slipping, slipping, slipping into the future. Time keeps on slipping, slipping, slipping into the future.
Oh, so good.
It's great to hear that again. In fact, it's been sitting in the same cart machine since the last time we played
I think
it.
we have to play it like it has to be like a routine thing.
I
Like,
think so.
like we just need to like
A time
scratch an itch, you know?
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
put it on
Totally.
semi-regularly. Yeah.
It has year 12 vibes for you, doesn't it?
Yeah, because I remember you played it like for the first time. I think we were having a little chat on here, and you played it, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is so good!" And then I just like played it. I just like played it on repeat, and it just reminds me of like just because I kept seeing like this one line, because it was in my head, and I remember my friends were just like, "What? Like, what are you doing?"
I bet they hadn't heard it.
Yeah.
Well, that's where the Steve Miller Band came from. This very cart, which
Yeah.
happened to be
But I
in
just,
a box of
it's,
junk that
it's
I
a
picked
bit
up.
of a shame though when there's one song that's so good and none of the others can just measure up.
I know.
But we might be surprised. You never know. Like
Well, this is it. So you very...
there are some other good Steve Miller
Yeah.
tracks, but nothing that's like
No, I think
really
that's-
surpassed this one.
That has its own particular...
it's in a league of its own.
Yeah,
It's just
its own sort of world.
yeah.
Definitely. All right. Well, we'll play another. And this is one of the ones you picked up in Portobello Road. And I
Yeah.
say Portobello Market is a very happening place, isn't it?
Yes.
Lots of
I
junk.
have to say, yeah, I think you would enjoy having a browse.
I know.
think.
Well, I have in the past. I used to go there every week when I lived
I'm
in
sure.
London.
I'm not
I
surprised.
did, and I got lots of little bits and bobs that I had to
Lots
carry
of
home on
dust collectors.
the dust collecting bits and pieces. I got
But I have to say, like, you know, like the sellers are onto us now. Like everything's pretty overpriced. I'd say.
Yeah.
Except these weren't. These were pretty good.
Yeah.
Good,
Okay.
good deal. But like you know,
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I remember getting a beautiful old fob watch
oh,
in Portobello Road, and it came from a First World War, like a soldier's watch,
wow,
made out of gunmetal, and it was beautiful.
That would sell for a lot of money
well,
now.
I
don't you
dropped
reckon?
it and the glass broke. Yeah,
Oh,
I've got the wreck of it here somewhere. I can't bear to throw it out, but if I can get a new glass made, it would be nice to have. It's a beautiful, beautiful watch.
Wow.
And I used to carry it all the time. I used to put it on the music stand when I practiced, and I had it. It was just great. So I got that in Portobello Road. Yeah, well, here's some Steve Miller.
So
some
what's
more.
this?
This is another of their big hits. It's actually a little later than the one we just heard. This is from 1981 or 82. And the name of the track is Abracadabra. And we'll hear this on a 45 from Portobello. And I'm vk3sl, testing.
I heat up, I can't cool down.
out and grab ya. Abracadabra. Abracadabra. I feel the magic in your caress. I feel magic when I touch your dress. Silk and satin, leather and lace, black panties with an angel's face. I see magic in your eyes. I hear the magic in your sighs. Just when I think I'm gonna get away, I hear those words that you always say. Abracadabra. I wanna reach out and grab ya. Abracadabra. Abracadabra. Every time you call my name, I heat up like a burning flame, full of desire. Kiss me, baby, let the fire get higher. Yeah, yeah. Abracadabra. I wanna reach out and grab ya. Abracadabra. 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 I wanna reach out and grab ya.
Okay, there we have the Steve Miller Band and Abracadabra, and from the album of the
Did
same
not
name.
disappoint.
It was good, really good. Yeah, there's a good video goes. to that
Having
one
a bit
too.
of a jive to that one.
Yeah, that's fine. All good. All right. Well, look. There's another one here. Keep me wondering why, and what is the other side? Get on whom? I'm wondering. I think it's also from Abracadabra, the same album. Keep wondering why. We can play that.
Let's do
Here's
it.
some more. Steve Miller, and recordings discovered at the Portobello Market in Notting Hill. Notting Hill. That's Notting Hill, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yes.
Notting Hill.
Notting Hill. It's a good film called Notting Hill.
Yes.
Keep me wondering why.
Love a bit of Hugh. Hugh Grant,
that's right. That's
the
right.
legend.
Yes, he was in that.
He's in the new Willy Wonka movie, or not?
Is
just,
he?
just called Wonka, and he's an Oompa Loompa.
Oh,
so
is he really?
there you go.
Okay.
He's doing big things with his career.
Yeah, well, that sounds like it's possibly a wise or move, maybe.
Hmm.
Sensations drift away when I'm all alone.
Good ambience, Liv.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
You can
good.
hear the 60s influence.
You certainly can. Yeah, it'd be good to hear some of their really early stuff too. Because
Maybe we should have a special feature.
yeah,
for Steve
we
Miller.
need to discover their music, and we can
Yeah.
invite people to share their favourite Steve Miller tracks.
Absolutely.
I wonder if there's anything sort of as as cool and disconnected as
Yeah.
the Fly Like an Eagle.
I know. But that track reminds me a little bit of ELO a bit.
Sure.
Like, I don't know. Just sort of like that chorusy bit. I don't know. Just
Sure.
suddenly struck me. But yeah.
I like the way it sort of ventures into those sort of otherworldly sounds and sort of eternal riffs.
Yeah. I guess 80s sort of birthed that era of music.
Yes, definitely. Yay! All
Yeah.
right. So,
We have a track queued up, but it's a bit of a contrast to
yeah. Well, it sort of is. Maybe we should just.
there's no smooth way to blend into this one, is there?
isn't really, is there? Not easily. Can we talk about more trippy things? So you went to Vienna. You went to Salzburg.
Yes, Salzburg was beautiful. I really liked Salzburg. Because it's more like it's a city, but it's small and it's sort of quaint, and the Alps are just like towering over, just surrounding, and it's so
They're
beautiful.
very close, aren't they? It's
Yeah.
right above the city.
Mm.
Yeah.
And I found that like beautiful parks, like you got to climb a bit, but it wasn't like Vienna. I couldn't really find some really nice green areas, and same with Barcelona. Like they're very much cities, but with the other places, parks, there's just you have like a busy street, and then you can and there's a whole area of green and fresh. I don't know. It's refreshing.
Sure. Yeah.
But so yeah, Salzburg was good for that. And
Great. You went for a swim in Salzburg, didn't you?
yeah, I went to a little like lake town,
Yeah.
which was maybe an hour out of the city.
Yeah.
And it was a lake, and I thought, why not? And I was a bit worried I was going to get dragged down by like a Loch Ness monster or something, but it was
It's the most spectacular setting.
It
We
was
saw
so
the photos.
beautiful.
What was the name of the town?
Lake Gilgan
Lake Gilgan. Yep.
or Saint Gilgan.
St. Gilgan's the town.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Lake Gilgan's the spot.
Yes, and it was so beautiful, and just the mountains over the lake, and
But it did look like it really was a mountain lake, wasn't it? Because you're just surrounded by this magnificent peaks.
It's crazy, and the water was so blue, and it was aqua.
Yes, there wasn't a St. Gilgan monster.
No, well, there could have been, but I escaped it.
Yeah, you did well. Yeah, that was because you met up with another. That was a difficult time because you said goodbye to.
It was I think when I was in Salzburg, I was feeling a bit more grounded, but in Vienna, that was immediately after I said goodbye to our Czech friends, and I was feeling a little bit lonely and a bit like I don't know. I was a bit tired, because I'd done a lot. And and it was very hot in Vienna, and I just didn't feel like I had a very personal connection, even though I did see all that beautiful art. So that was very special. But then when I felt more, I kind of relaxed a bit when I was in Salzburg, just because I could see the Alps. I think it was I was there for like 20 minutes, and I was like, oh, this is so much nicer. Just, and it's still busy, but like it's not as chaotic. And
well, next time we have to feature a walk in the Alps. As well.
Yes, definitely. I was craving my walk.
Yeah. I'll go back to Europe if I can walk in the
Yeah.
mountains.
Oh, let's start planning now then.
Yeah, I'm not so excited about cities, a little bit, but I'd love to just walk in those magnificent mountains.
And there's so much to you could do, like there's endless possibilities.
Yeah, I was fascinated by you did the bus trip from Salzburg, wasn't it, through to Verona?
It was train trip.
Oh, train trip.
Yeah. And we it was cool. We got to we was like winding through the big
You went through
Alps
the Dolomites,
and
didn't you? Or through
don't know.
the Italian Alps?
Incredible. It was
trip.
amazing. Except, it was very busy on that, and it was hard to find a seat because everyone's peak time to travel. So there was that. But
That's right. Oh, yeah, your long bus trip was from London to Prague.
Yeah, that was interesting.
18 hours.
I remember we were talking about that before I left.
Yeah, that's right. That we're surmising.
Yeah, it was all right. It wasn't too bad.
Yeah, buses are buses.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you took a bit of video and you stopped in Belgium and
Yeah, we
France
we stopped. The stops were a bit depressing because when you're traveling like rurally, and it's like you stop in sort of these like end of the earth places.
Yes.
And like real industrial zones.
Yes.
And it's hot, and you're just like, oh.
Well, it's sort of the real world, though, isn't it?
It is. It's good. It's a good wake up call. Like we can't all just be traversing through these picturesque cities and towns and not seeing the
cities,
grit. Yeah,
model Lego cities.
Yeah. That's another thing I found sort of hard to grapple with. Just like I felt like I was in a very privileged position just to be a tourist at all, and just seeing local people. It's hard to like, even like, and we're so lucky just living in Australia as well. Like just
You do get that sense.
situation, and I just felt, that was, I guess that's just something that you've got to come to terms with if
Definitely.
you're travelling.
Well, that's right. Exactly. You have to sort of weigh all that up and sort of see why ask yourself the question. Yeah, we kept a journal, so you'll be able to reflect on it.
I did keep a journal.
That's a
which
good
was
idea.
fun.
Nice thing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was London, then Prague, London for a week, Prague for a week, and then you trained to Verona, and then you're in Verona.
Austria for a week.
Oh, yeah, in Austria for a week.
Then Italy for a week, Spain for a week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty amazing. Well, I think we've buffered a bit now, so
Yeah.
we can try this.
We can seamlessly glide into this.
Yeah, look, we'll see if it works,
transition.
because I think there might be a level mismatch here, but we'll give it a go.
Yeah.
And so you've got your volume on full,
Yes.
and I've got this channel open, and we'll just give it a go. And what's the Tundra?
This is Tundra.
By doesn't matter.
Yeah.
One of the songs.
By
you
someone.
sang. Well, this is your very concert, the night that you left, because you did this concert, and then we all shuffled off to the airport. But it starts off soft, so hopefully the limiter will sort of give it a bit of a lift if it's really, really soft. But we'll see how we go. So you can fire away when you're ready, Liv. vk3sl.
VK3JR.
Testing on
Testing.
That's right. Testing on 160 and on UHF and streaming online. You right to go?
Well, it is
Oh,
playing.
it's playing. All right. Okay. Well, we've sort of anticipated. We're really not getting anything out of this at all. You're wired up, aren't you? I don't know what else we can do.
It played softly before.
Yeah,
What was
we tried it through the Q bus, and it played. Can you fast forward a little bit and to see if we can get when it picks up, because it does start softly.
No, it's not.
It's not working at all. Oh, what a blow. What we can do, try it this way. We'll just see if this goes. It may or may not work, but try plugging it into this one. This is another flying lead, but it does tend to get a bit noisy, this one. So, yeah, turn the sound up full again. Yeah, it just tends, the phones don't match these very well. So try that. Yeah, I can hear the RF gets into this, but try it, see how you go. It's playing now, is it? Oh, okay. Well, we've sort of set the scene without giving you any. Maybe just try again. Take 3. Yeah. Okay. So we're on full volume. Oh, well,
What a shame.
what a pity. We almost got there. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's playing, and we're on full volume. Oh, now we are, and it's just not. It's chirping, but it's not playing. Oh, that is a pity. What we can do is we can find the file, and we'll play some more Steve Miller, because there's a chance I've got it on, because I sent it to you, and if I sent it to you, I probably got it in my sent file. Oh, via iCloud. Right. Okay, well, there's something.
No.
I can't remember how we did it.
It wasn't iPad, it was Outlook.
Yeah, it was Outlook. It's probably my Outlook box, if you know what I mean. So what we can do is play some Dusty Springfield. Another record you bought for me. This is good fun. All right, sorry folks, we almost made it, but we didn't. But I'll have another go. Or hear the A side of this Dusty Springfield track from 1980, and it's Your Love Still Brings Me to My Knees. So
There we
we'll
go.
cue up Dusty, and I'll have another little fiddle. But if it doesn't work today, we can delay and we'll hear Tundra another time. But anyhow, Here we go. It's ready to zip. Okay, we're hard at it here, and I think we've got a resolve. I think we might have some success, but we've found the file on OneDrive still, so that's one positive. So we'll just quickly line it up now, and hopefully we'll be able to go with this. I think there's a little bit of delay before it starts, but with any luck, we'll have something active. There's the thing, but we are just waiting for it to line up. This sounds like I think we're right to go. Is it right,
Yep,
Liv?
this is good.
Fantastic. Oh, wow.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Stunning.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's such a treat just to be able to sing in proximity to someone like that.
Yeah, she sang so well. Amazing. And such it's quite a sort of like slightly mournful piece, isn't it?
Yeah, it's about the tundra, like the expanse of like ice and snow in Greenland, maybe somewhere like that. I don't know.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, but so yeah, I think maybe it's isolation or
Yeah.
I don't know, the silence.
It has got a real expansive quality to it, I think.
Yeah, and to sing as well, you know.
Yeah.
It's definitely a fave.
Sure.
I'm trying to find another one,
Okay.
but I just can't. It's just kind of hard to like guess where it is.
Yeah, that's the thing. We've just got this
Maybe it's
large
near the
file.
front. What did we sing first? We sang Condolilla. God, I hated that one. Well, it's a good sounding piece, but I just hate my part because I never really know what's going on. Like, I'm not entirely sure if I'm doing the right thing because we have to, they have us positioned in different spaces in the audience.
Oh,
like,
that's one of those really
yeah,
spacious.
and so like I can't hear anyone from my part, so I'm like I could be just singing the wrong thing like every night we do this. So, it's really disarming, you know. But
What was it called?
Condolilla.
Is that the first one on the thing?
Yeah, it's like the opener.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. I really hope we drop that one because I think we might be repeating some repertoire for our concert coming up in a few weeks.
Oh, really? Okay.
So I hope we don't repeat that one. God.
Is this one?
Yeah. No. I don't want to hear it.
I'll play a little of it while you find your next file. I'll do a Fadomatic on this.
I mean, it is a good song, but it's when you're I think to listen it's good, but when you're singing it, it's very abstract and you can't really hear it come together, and so it sort of feels a bit like I don't know. I
Not
don't,
part of it, sort of thing.
yeah, there's like some displacement, I guess, when you're sort of. Yeah, but it's all right.
It's sort of an effects song, really, because it's just like and it's very spatial because you've got
and that's the key part of it. And the way where we're positioned, like, the baritone is they're all up the front because this is like their solo moment, but everyone like the everyone else, the treble just like we all just sort of like are placed throughout the audience, like
that's right. So it wouldn't come. It didn't come across as well simply because the concentration. you can't get the spatial effects. And or binaural effects in this instance because that's the way it was done. So you've given us a time stamp. So what's the next one?
We have 6:56.
6:56.
And this one is called Other Plans.
Okay.
And oh my god, now I'm actually forgetting the backstory for this. I'm pretty sure this is an Indigenous song, from what I can remember.
Yep.
And it's very much to do with the sounds produced. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I think it's pretty effective.
All right,
It's fun to sing.
Right, we'll give it a go. Okay. I think that was just the introduction.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, wow. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it was fun to sing.
Yeah, it would have been. There's so much intricacy in the syntax, isn't there? And those rhythmical parts. How
Yeah.
they
Those
sort of,
cross rhythms.
there's cross rhythms. Yeah, they sort of all using sort of voicings. You get this fabulous extrinsic rhythm right through. It's
hard to do it a cappella, isn't it?
yeah.
I mean, you know, with no sort of orchestra to guide you or anything.
Yeah.
Your choir holds their pitch
To be
really
honest, though, like, we have a few, obviously we've got some human tuning forks in there, but we also, I feel like it's not that hard to do it a cappella because you're very reliant, like all the parts, we're all reliant on each other. Like,
I suppose.
for instance, the tenors behind me, like they're very similar to the alto one part, so like we're all like supporting each other. So I feel like that really helps.
Yeah,
keep
you know
things-
exactly what each other are doing.
Yeah.
So you listen for certain cues. And,
Yes.
Yeah.
And so honestly, the choir could conduct itself. We'd probably spiral most likely, but we could do it because it's like everyone, it works pretty well. Like
Yeah, I think the role of the conductor is not. It's not.
it's just for like expression and
Yes,
and,
it
like,
is. It's,
and
it
obviously
just brings everyone
keeping
together.
time and keeping like making sure there's dynamic it's a dynamic performance. But I think
It just helps with cues and it helps with focus. But
I
essentially,
really like the acapella. Like, there's another one I really like. It's a Finnish piece. Oh, there's so many. Now I'm coming back to it. Well, we don't have to like.
Have you got the Finnish one there? Do you know what it
I've
is?
got two Finnish ones. There's
let's hear
there's
that.
a Finnish one that's like very upbeat, and then there's a really sad Finnish one. So what do we feel like?
Yeah, play them both. Are they here? Can you
I've
pick?
gotta have a look.
The only thing. I mean, look, this is good. The only thing is the binaural recordings when they're summed to mono, you get a lot of cancellation. So
You would.
yeah, so we're actually getting quite a distorted. I mean, it sounds okay, but if you listen through headphones in binaural, this sounds extraordinary. But on radio we can only do what we can do. But yeah, it's nice to. I'm really into binaural recording because when you listen back with headphones, it's such a compelling experience.
It's the best you can have.
It is. You really get all the spatial cues of the room. It's sort of you get the whole feel of the room. It's tremendous. So
Interesting to try doing one of your stereos and seeing if you can get the.
yeah, well, that's the thing. It could be done. Well, anyone who's got UHF and open as well as 160.
Could arrange to do it.
Yeah, it would be a fun thing to do if anyone's keen. We could sort of. I remember when we first started doing missions a while ago. We certainly did have some stereo sessions.
Got some nice stereo.
Yeah, we had some stereo ping pong between. I think it was VHF in those days.
It was.
Yeah, and that was good fun. I love doing that. Played a lot of those early stereo sampler records and things as well.
Yeah.
But Liv's just looking to see if we can find the finished pieces. Fabulous. So just give us a timestamp. I just have to get close to the screen, that's all. So, whoops, excuse me, moving the mic boom. What?
Okay.
Yeah, this. Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Just a number.
Let's do 45, 38.
45, 38 into the mix.
This one's called Kaipava.
Okay, 45, 38, 45, 28, 40, 40, this is hard to cue.
It's fine.
45, 45, 38, thereabouts. Okay, I think we are in ballpark. Let's have a listen. We'll continue. We'll hear the second of the
Yeah.
Finnish pieces now.
When I looked for
Oh.
a translation,
This is Mark giving an introduction to it.
Yeah.
found this. It says, ancient Finnish folk poem, very difficult to translate directly. The story is basically about the old women of a village telling the young girls that they'll never get decent husbands. The girls disagree strongly and are sure that rich and handsome men are already on the way to get them out of the village with red horses. Now, if you listen carefully, there are a few plates in here where we bounce into pa-pa-da, pa-da-pa-da-pa-da. I reckon that's the red horses. Been thinking about this today.
That
It's
was
so
great.
fun to sing that one. Like,
Yeah,
really.
I bet it was. Yes, hearing all those layered effects.
Yeah, that's the first time I've really heard the ending.
Right.
Like, it goes together comes together like pretty effectively.
Yeah, and it's interesting that you're saying two Finnish pieces and you didn't go to Finland.
No, but there was a Finnish choir. In I think maybe both the festivals. I don't know.
Okay.
But
So you got to hear a Finnish choir. Did you have any association with them? Did you sing with them or?
No. Well, actually, no. I think it was just an Italian festival. There was a Finnish choir.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but no, we didn't. Oh, we did sing with them because there were two pieces we sang at the end of every festival.
Oh, I was going to ask you that.
The Ode to
Yeah.
It's like something. It starts with an F. It's
Okay.
like, da, 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 da,
Oh,
da.
yeah, Ode to Joy.
No,
Yeah.
but it's not. It's like different.
Yeah,
It's in Italian.
Okay.
Or I don't know. Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know.
It-
And then Signora something.
Okay.
La Del, which is nice as well. So.
Oh, wow. That would have been an amazing experience.
Yeah,
hearing
so
everyone
we sang
sing.
it a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
And in both festivals, did you have? Was that a feature?
no,
Was
no, it was just the Italian one. It was like the closing,
Yeah.
or the closing finish of a,
Yeah. Sure.
I don't know, of a performance.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, yeah. So
All right. Well, that's great. Well, I appreciate that because I'm pleased we were able to have some examples of you of the choir singing. It's nice to sort of incorporate that into the mix.
yeah,
All right. Well, next trip. So yeah, what were the sort of well, you said connecting with nature. Yeah, I agree with you about that, about travelling in nature, and yeah, that's sort of
Yeah.
it's nice to sort of really feel a kinship with their environment and see
Yeah.
their natural features as well as the cultural things.
definitely.
Yeah, I always think that's good. Oh, well, I suppose we should wind up. I think we'll need to do our winding up because we've got to go
I
in.
can't feel my feet.
Yeah,
The
it's
ice
cold.
blocks
It's
at the
freezing in here, I
moment.
know. It is. And you're well and truly summered out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, anyhow, so look, we'll probably hang up the music for the moment and we'll be back again.
That was wonderful. Thank you so much.
So good to hear from you, Frank.
Likewise.
Yeah, thanks, Liv. It was fun hearing all of that, and you know, it's always exciting. Traveling has it's like a life force, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it
Well, thanks
endures.
for being excited for me and being so
Yeah.
happy to listen. And
Oh yeah, it's all good. It was all life affirming. It's wonderful stuff. Yeah, and we'll definitely hear more. We'll come back in. Was there anything on your playlist? I should ask you this. Was because you had your playlist? Was there any songs that sort of had like a particular resonance at a certain point,
I
or
don't know. I kind of
you sort of think, oh, this song, yeah,
wait. Let me just have a little squeeze
yes,
on my. I mean, I downloaded like quite a few playlists, and I just like re-listened to like things over and over again. So I'm like
Especially when you're
I've
sort of in-
exhausted the playlists a bit.
yeah.
But there were. Let's just have a look.
Is there any sort of travel loggy piece we can write out with?
Well,
I can look it up.
yeah. Well, like yeah. Wait, let me just they're kind of like I have like a few like two playlists I really listen to or over listen to. They're a bit melancholy, but it's kind of matches like the.
Okay. That's fine.
I don't know.
Well, pass me the iPad and I can look
Okay.
up something. Maybe just give us
Sure.
a song.
All right.
And then I can look it up and we can just write out with it. It can be a finishing thing.
I remember
finishing
one
touch.
song specifically. It was like the morning I arrived in Year of the Cat by Al
Al
Stewart.
Stewart.
Yeah,
I love it.
yeah, it's so nice, isn't it? And I just listened. It was on my playlist, but it just like kind of hit different because I was just getting into. I just arrived in Salzburg and I was about to walk down to the old town, and I don't know. It's sort of like it has a melancholy vibe to it, but it's also kind of like I don't know. We'll just listen to it and see how we go.
well, we'll play this. We'll play this as our write out. So thank you. Thanks, Frank. Thanks,
you,
Liv.
Steve. Thanks
Thank
very
you.
much, Liv.
And we'll be back on board next week. I've got a huge week. I'm starting work again this week, which is just not the best. But and I've got music camp as well. So I'll be going back on Friday, and I'll probably be sleep deprived. So probably not a next Friday night missions. But if I'm in the mood, I'll do something in the afternoon.
Don't push yourself.
We'll see how we go, and then we'll just sort of take it one step at a time next weekend. But yes, back on board. But and thanks to listeners abound. Thank you
to
for
the listener.
yeah, thank you for sharing in the experience. It's always great to have a travel experience shared, and yeah, it was really good, Liv. And I feel really excited for you. It's not so nice to just be, having these types of wonderful,
Yeah.
illuminating.
I'm very grateful that I got to have this experience.
Yeah, it's all good fun. All right, so we'll finish with Al Stewart, Year of the Cat. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
And we'll
Everyone,
see you.
vk3sl
See you
doing
around.
it.
Yep, cheers for now. I'm vk3sl, and we've been testing.
On a morning from a Bogart movie, in a country where they turn back time, you go strolling through the crowd like Peter Lorre contemplating a crime. She comes out of the sun in a silk dress, running like a watercolor in the rain. Don't bother asking for explanation, she'll just tell you that she came in the year of the cat. She doesn't give you time for questions as she locks up your arm in hers, and you follow till your sense of which direction completely disappears. By the blue tiled walls near the market stalls, there's a hidden door she leads you to. These days, she says, I feel my life just like a river running through the year of the cat. Well, she looks at you so coolly, and her eyes shine like the moon and the sea. She comes in incense and patchouli, so you take her to find what's waiting inside the year of the cat. One morning comes and you're still with her, and the bus and the tourists are gone, and you've thrown away your choice and lost your ticket, so you have to stay on. but the drumbeat strains of the night remain, and the rhythm of the newborn day. You know, sometime you're bound to leave her, but for now you're gonna stay in the year of the cat.